Welcome to the Mike Peluso Outdoors here on URLradio.net. The more hits we play, the more hits we get. Well, guys, it's that time of year already. It's hard to believe that summer has pretty much come to a close here, and we're heading into the fall season. And here in North Dakota and the upper Midwest in general, the fall season brings us a lot of different opportunities to do a lot of different things. I know the Labor Day weekend just got done. That's kind of the benchmark as far as, everybody closing out their cabins and campers and pulling boats and things of that nature. But that doesn't mean that the fishing season is over. It's far from that. In fact, we really are going to experience probably an unbelievable fall. All indications are pointing that Lake Sakakawea and even our river system should be extremely solid. And I think a lot of the little lakes are very much overlooked, especially this time of year. It seems like once that water temp starts to cool down, those fish really go on a feeding frenzy. And I can name a whole slew of them, and no pun intended, but you've got lakes like Dry and Alkali and Rice and Sibley and what have you, and all these lakes are just going to be phenomenal. Lake Audubon's going to be phenomenal. You can even get on some really good fish on the New John system as well. So a lot of places to go, a lot of things to do if you're looking to get out and enjoy a few more open water days before the ice fishing season is upon us. And certainly that's not all that far away either. But let's kind of rewind here and talk a little bit about fall and the opportunities that present themselves here, here especially in North Dakota and certainly the upper Midwest as well. But bow hunting season is just fired up here. It usually opens up right around that 1st of September, and it's interesting, it's one of those things where you kind of get confused. The person doesn't know whether or not you should, put the boat in or climb up in a tree to sit for deer, and pretty soon we're going to have another decision to make, and that's whether or not we want to walk for upland game. And we've had an early goose season, and all reports are very good there too. Guys have shot a lot of birds this fall already, and exciting stuff there with a lot of banded birds getting shot. I got a few buddies that have done very well in that department. But yeah, it gets interesting. We still have so many things that we can go out and explore and check out. And again, the fishing season isn't over. We still have the Prairie Knights Casino Tournament coming up here on September 17th. So that's kind of the last hurrah for me usually in the fishing anyway. As far as the tournaments go, I still have a few guide trips remaining here, and that's always fun. I do enjoy getting out in those late October days when the temperatures are barely cracking 50, but the sun's out, there's no wind, and it's just crisp air, and the fishing is usually phenomenal and really hard to beat those days. And the sounds of fall, you hear so many different things going on. You hear the ducks and the geese flying overhead. You hear the pheasants cackling in the background, and everything's changing. Everything's turned brown, and the leaves are down, and it's just such a neat time of year, and you just never know what to expect. And there's just something to be said for that. I know when I was playing hockey for all those years, leaving in the fall was the hardest part for me. I really miss, being able to get out in the field and getting on the water, especially at that time of year. So for me, these days, I really appreciate it. I actually view it as a privilege now, not as just something to do. Again, because I was gone for parts of 13 years, at that time of year, that was tough. It just wasn't easy to leave all the time. And I look at it now with all the different opportunities that we have, and we have such great resources here, and not just hunting and fishing resources. We've got such great resources when it comes to our boat ramp facilities, our campground facilities, our white walking trails, our marinas, you name it, and it's really kind of interesting. It seems like it really kind of comes into its own, especially this time of year when everything closes down and everything gets quiet. And a lot of the stuff that you go out and do in the fall, whether it's, nature walks or hiking or heading out to the Badlands to chase down, mule deer or pheasant hunting or any of that stuff, fishing anywhere across the state, it's usually pretty quiet. We're very fortunate here with our, with the opportunities that we have, and you can kind of pick and choose, and you really don't have to get married to one or the other. You can do them all. And when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about that. We're going to talk about what I call the hat trick on the prairie, and some have a little bit different versions of it, but this time of year is just so darn exciting when it comes to this, because it is really difficult to pick and choose the thing that you want to do in the fall, and it's just so exciting. I used to always call October, I used to call it Rocktober, because it just was one of those things that, you could just go rock it out, and you had all kinds of different things to do. So we're going to break right now for our sponsors. When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about the Dakota Hat Trick and what that all entails and all that good stuff. And again, it's really interesting. We can mix and match it. We can make it different, but we're going to talk a few different things that I've done in falls past, and I'm hoping to get that opportunity to do it again. So join me again here after the sponsor break. Thanks.
Whoa.